Hi, this is Jason Wagner from the Wagner Oehler Law Firm. Should you use a no contest clause in your will or other estate planning documents? And what is a no contest clause? Well, a no contest clause is a provision that we might typically put into a will or a trust that's designed to discourage anyone from trying to invalidate the will or the trust. So why would they invalidate it? How would they invalidate it? Typically, these would be things like undue influence. Somebody was trying to influence what they want on the person that signed the document instead of what the person actually wanted. Capacity, saying that the person that signed it didn't have sound mind. They didn't know what they were doing. Fraud or other reasons, misrepresentation. There was a mistake. They didn't understand what they were signing. Just something to disconnect the person's free will and soundness of mind from what the document actually says. So the no contest clause will typically say, look, if you're going to challenge my soundness of mind after I'm gone to say I didn't know what I was signing, then maybe you just won't receive anything under this will. And that is there to try to prevent somebody from challenging it. Does it work? It can. It certainly can work. It's one of the tools in the toolbox to try to reduce the potential for estate litigation and conflict as part of your estate plan. But you have to remember that the people that might want to challenge your estate plan have to have something to lose. So with the no contest clause, it says if you challenge the soundness of my mind on this document after I'm gone, then you don't receive anything under this document. Well, if they didn't receive anything previously, what's to stop them from challenging it now? So we have to keep that in mind. Sometimes it might make sense to include that person as a beneficiary in some respect, or think about whether or not there are other ways that we can go about proving soundness of mind, or otherwise keeping that person from having to be in a position to be able to challenge what you've done. Another thing is that it's not a magic wand that says, now I super duper really mean it that I am sound mind because I have a no contest clause. If somebody is challenging that a document was procured and signed when the person didn't have soundness of mind or under undue influence, it doesn't mean that now, because we have this no contest clause in, that they can't challenge it. Well, they certainly can, right? I mean, somebody doesn't have the soundness of mind to sign a will. How do they have the soundness of mind to sign a will that has a no contest clause in it? So if it's a valid challenge to somebody's soundness of mind, the no contest clause really doesn't have any effect. So it's a deterrent, and it's a good tool to use when the person clearly has sound mind and the person that is challenging it would have something to lose. So why would we use this? Well, in a lot of types of farm and business estate planning, we have an unequal monetary distribution that can sometimes lead to conflict among the family. And in order to tamp down some of that conflict, this is a tool that we can use. This is just one of the tools we would use. There are some other things we would think about, like requiring mediation in the event of a dispute, thinking about how do we keep this from being in the hands of somebody that would challenge it to begin with. Are we clear enough in how we want everything distributed? Are we using simple language and making it black and white, who gets what? Those are all steps we can take to try to reduce the risk of conflict in the first place. But this is one of those tools that I like to use in the appropriate circumstance to just reinforce what we have there, and knowing that it's not a silver bullet. It's just one of the things that is in our toolbox to make sure that the estate plan that you put together is actually what happens when you're gone. For more information, you can find us on the web at wagnerlegalmn.com. Follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel.